Hey guys, check this out. Technical Tuesdays here, diving right into the charts here. Looking at Bitcoin here. This is the Bitcoin on the Binance price action here, and looking here at the trading view and what's happening. We saw Bitcoin really continue to just pump, like extreme pumps. The people are turning bullish. The sentiment, crypto fear greed is at 30, but we don't think we are out of the woodwork yet. Everything seems to be overbought, like just extreme buying pressure, extreme, just buying momentum. And you see this green lines right here. The stochastics were giving us divergence, so we are expecting a drop despite the hype, despite what everyone's saying about pretty much the bottom being in. We have JP Morgan saying, oh, it appears that Bitcoin has found the bottom, and as it broke 24,000. But we don't see that based off of market cycles, based off of the macroeconomic conditions of what's happening in the world. We are expecting more of a drop. So going back to the charts here, it is respecting this level around 24 to about 23.5. This entire range, if we look at this top blue line, I'll make it red for you guys. We're seeing a ton of resistance at this level. Now, with that being said, we're trying to look at what's happening. We have multiple touches to the top, multiple touches to this level of resistance. We're expecting, to see what's going to happen. Are we going to break this level? Are we going to continue higher? Or are we going to start to fall and kind of confirm that bearish divergence that we saw right here? Pretty much the past 2 weeks, really forming this bearish divergence right here. So we'll see what happens. I think an indicator of that would be us breaking this level right here, which is pretty much sitting around 22.5, it looks like. So a break below 22.5 will kind of confirm that, and ultimately heading down towards this counter trend line. And what are we going to do at this counter trend line? Are we going to bounce? Which will go up? Or are we going to break and just clear it and just break through and continue down? So that's kind of what we're looking at when we look at Bitcoin. The same thing is happening here at the Ethereum chart, which is pretty much Binance, pretty much the price action that they're giving us. And pretty much as you see here on the stochastic, like everything is overbought. Everything. Like everything's overbought, almost mimicking Bitcoin exactly. So when we see that, here's the level that we're looking at, level of support. Is this level of support going to be broken right here? So this will be an indicator that we're going to continue lower. And ultimately, the ultimate indicator is the same thing here on the chart. What are we going to do at this counter trend line here? The same thing holds true. Are we going to bounce? Or are we just going to clear and break through and ultimately pull back and then continue lower? So, right now our sentiment is that we're going to continue lower. Just wait to see what happens at that counter trend line and how far we're going to go when it comes to looking at that counter trend line. So that's kind of what we're looking at. This level of support here, we expect to break soon. We're just looking at how everything's overbought. It's insane. But looking here, when we go to that counter trend line, a break would be what we would be expecting, a break of that counter trend line. And we can clear it up just so you guys can see what we're talking about. We can clear it up, clearing off everything. It really a break of this counter trend line is really what we're looking at. Whatever price point that is, that will kind of confirm everything. But first, we'd want to see a break of these higher low points right here. That is a part of this pullback. So going to Cardano here, doing the same thing, similar but not exactly, more so ranging around this like 55 cents to 40 cent range, just ranging back and forth. As you see, multiple touches to the top here, multiple touches right here, of really validating that level of resistance. At the bottom here, this level of support validated with multiple touches at this level of support here as well. So it's pretty much, when we say ranging, the way you can see that it's just been in the same like range. So you can see just same range, not really breaking above, not really breaking below, staying within the same range. But one thing that I would mention is that for me, Cardano is making big headways when we talk about being on proof of stake. You know, when I first got into crypto, no one was on proof of stake except Cardano, and now we're seeing. I read on Twitter that at Zcon 3, Zcash potentially switching to proof of stake. We have Ethereum switching to proof of stake. So Cardano is really looking like a genius because everyone now is really talking about, you know, handling the massive network and handling all that volume and being able to ultimately handle the growth. And with proof of stake, the network runs itself. You know, there are no miners. You know, there are people that stake, but you know, the network essentially runs itself. So people pretty much, Charles Hoskinson again is looking like a genius. It's looking like, you know, they knew what we were talking about. Even while everyone was saying, oh, proof of stake, you know, you can even go back and see Vitalik saying, you know, we feel like proof of work is better. And then they run into, you know, these insane gas fees. And now, oh, we're transitioning to proof of stake, right? So they just look like a genius. They look like they know what they're talking about. They look like they've done the homework. And now, you know, big projects like, you know, Ethereum, Zcash, and I'm sure others are transitioning to proof of stake. So that is almost a validation that Cardano will continue to be an elite project. So but just went off on a little tangent here, but looking at the price action here, we're expecting a drop. Like, everything's overbought. We look at Ethereum, overbought. You know, I'll circle the overbought level here. Even with this Cardano ranging, we still see that everything is overbought. Like, just looking at stochastic, like Cardano's ranging and it's overbought. We got Bitcoin over here. And I'll circle the overbought level here. Just everything's overbought. This entire level. We can even include back here, just overbought. And it left being overbought, came back, but for the past couple weeks now, overbought everywhere. So we're expecting a pullback. It's just a matter of how far. A good indicator for us would be a break of these counter trend lines that we have here on Bitcoin and Ethereum chart. And of course, the rest of the market would pretty much mimic Bitcoin and ultimately mimic Ethereum. So that's what we're looking like when we talk about the charts. Looking at the coin market cap briefly, everything is pretty much has had a significant pump. We just don't think it's going to last. So that's what we're looking like when we talk about, you know, our technical analysis and how we're looking at charts. We covered Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano today, guys. I hope you got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do, and we'll see you soon.